Hey there! Welcome back to Reddit Dating, best channel for cheating stories. Make sure to like and subscribe the channel for more spicy stories.
Me 42 male. My wife 42 female. Found out today my wife has been cheating on me. I need help. I don't know what to do. The information was obtained via a phone call from the wife of the co-cheater, both strangers to me. I'm in a state of shock. I addressed my wife about it as soon as I realized what had happened. When horrible things happen, she is the one I turn to for help. However, I need another person with whom to discuss this, and I do not believe that I have someone with whom to do so. I don't think I'll be able to speak about this with my friends or family. At least for the time being. They've all known us for a long time, and we're good friends with each other's wives as well as each other. I'm not sure whether I'm trying to protect my wife or myself, but I'm not allowed to speak about this with friends or family for the time being. From the time we were adolescents, my wife and I have been together. I've been married for 15 years. We are the parents of 2 children. For quite some time, I've been experiencing difficulties at work. Even though I dislike my work and want to change fields, I am compensated well and am eligible for a huge payment in a few more weeks, which has been a long-held ambition of mine for the last year. A big shift in the amount of hours worked per week occurred when my wife accepted a new job at her previous employer 2 years ago. I didn't want her to take on that responsibility since her children and family were already under stress, but it was vital to her. As a result, I've worked quite hard to attempt to assist with this. However, I have been battling to balance job and personal life for the last 2 years. In particular, the past 4 to 5 months have been rough. I've been feeling fatigued, worn out, and uninspired. I've mentioned it many times, but we've always agreed that I'd see it through to the end and then transition into the profession of my choice. Several weeks ago, she seemed to be distraught, and when I inquired as to what was wrong, she said that she felt distant from me and, in general, that she was not loved by me. As well as questioning if she should be here any longer. This was a catastrophic blow to my psyche to learn about. And that made me feel a great deal of fear. In fact, this is the first time she has stated anything like this, and she only said it because I prompted her to inquire as to what was wrong with her. I've been finding it difficult to deal with life in general, but I've been putting in a lot of effort over the past few weeks to attempt to reconnect with her. However, it seems that it was already too late at that moment. It was discovered that she had been in this relationship for the previous 3 to 4 months. 2 times during her workdays in January, my wife claims that they physically met up. They allegedly ended their relationship last week, which my wife claims was a mutual decision. But I believe it was at that point that they were apprehended by his wife, via text she found. My wife is filled with regret for what she has done. She claims to be in love with me. I'm at a loss on what to do. I'm not sure what to make of it. How can individuals get back on their feet after something like this? What steps should you take to re-establish trust? What kind of person would do something like this to someone they care about? If things were thus awful in our relationship, why wouldn't she speak to her friends, or to me about what was going on? Was this something I deserved? Is it possible that I was careless of her? Having the notion of them physically together is killing me, so I've been doing all I can to avoid thinking about it. My children's well-being is on my mind if things don't work out. They have no idea what's going on, and I've been doing my best to be normal around them today. I'm apprehensive about the prospect of not having her. I've never felt so betrayed in my life. Everything in my life revolves around her. I've been working really hard to provide for my family in the greatest way I knew how. And now, none of it is relevant. It seems like everything was for nothing. It doesn't feel like any of this is genuine. I'm trapped in a dreadful dream and have no way of waking up. It's almost weird to be writing all of this. At this point, the only thing I've mentioned is that we need to go to marital counseling together. But I'm not sure whether we should try to figure things out or if we should just give up. I never imagined that anything like this would happen to us. This is something I would never do to her. I may take advantage of the offer made by the wife of a co-cheater, who claimed she would be prepared to talk with me if I wanted to. However, placing one foot in front of the other and understanding what to do right now is really difficult. I'm utterly paralyzed with fear. Update. Yes, in response to others who inquired, this was a new employee. I did request to meet with the co-wife cheaters to discuss, but her husband was upset that we were even messaging, and she didn't want to make any difficulties. She wanted to focus on mending with him instead of causing trouble. As a result, we've suspended all contact. I'm still undecided about what I'm going to do for myself in the end, whether to cut it off or reconcile. My wife has been sleeping in our extra bedroom at my request, which she appreciates. The children are completely unaware that anything dangerous is taking place. Today was the first day of our first marriage counseling session. In addition, we both went for STD testing today. To say the least, it was an odd Valentine's Day. Both of us are doing individual counseling at the same time, with different therapists obviously. However, I was unable to attend a meeting for a few days. I ordered 2 copies of Linda J. McDonald's book How to Help Your Spouse Heal from Your Affair from Amazon, and they came in the mail today. My wife and I each read the whole book tonight in our own beds, which was nice. A lot of it spoke straight to my own experience. We've both decided to reread it from beginning to end the next day. The suggestion to avoid making any major choices in the near future has proven to be beneficial. The fact that I've been so emotional and have jumped back and forth from one extreme to the other on what I should do next indicates that I'm not in a stable state of mind to make a choice. Also, the suggestions on how to force oneself to eat, sleep, and exercise. Occasionally, I have to actually push myself to eat, take up the fork one bite at a time, by mentally going step by step. Okay, now it's time to place food on the fork. Okay, now it's time to put food in your mouth. Okay, now chew on it. Despite the fact that I am still unsure of what I want to do, I am feeling more at ease and believe I will be able to get some restful sleep tonight. The last several days have been a roller coaster ride. Thank you very much. Story 2. I was right about everything, and it doesn't feel as good as I thought it would. The husband of 16 years had an extramarital affair. We have 4 children, ages 15, 10, 5, and nearly 1, and he began cheating on me when I was pregnant with our final child. I was able to get AP pregnant while I was healing from my C-section, and she gave birth to her kid 3 weeks ago. For the original post in Momot, please see my bio page. When I first discovered the proof and questioned my husband, he responded by saying, "I have a connection with her that I do not have with you. She is a decent human being." When I informed him that we were finished and that he would have to leave by the end of the month, he appeared genuinely pleased, Jan. But we had a wonderful marriage and a wonderful family, and we were a fantastic team that other couples admired. The fact that I couldn't figure out what he was thinking or what we were lacking in our relationship was frustrating. Until I came upon the term affair fog on this subreddit and learned more about it. And it all made sense after that. He continued pulling the wool over my eyes. Whenever I would inquire about anything in order to attempt to gain a clear picture, he would turn around and say something so trivial and petty that I would be startled into silence. It wasn't until later that I understood he wasn't seeing things for what they really were. No sane woman would ever consider sleeping with a guy who is married with 3 children and another on the way. How cowardly of him not to have informed me of the situation in the first place. We spoke for a long time, and I told him that he would soon discover her real colors. I was right. That sort of lady is not the type of woman with whom you want to create a family. But I was too late. She was due in 6 weeks by the time I discovered what had happened. I knew their honeymoon would be ended and that they would be seeing one other for the first time in a long time. Now, fast forward to the present day, AP gave birth to her child 3 weeks ago. As a result of their shared living situation, STBXH and AP are frequently arguing. In fact, he has fulfilled all of his commitments to me, including paying all of our bills, being there for me when I was stranded in cold rain or when I had a flat tire, and being there for our children in greater numbers than he was before D-Day. He's been a nice father for a while now. And AP doesn't understand why he has to spend so much time with our 4 children, 3 of whom are involved in sports. One child is a member of a premium soccer squad, another is a member of a select soccer team, they participate in school organizations, and the third child plays soccer and baseball. Not to mention that we have 3 unfinished home improvement projects on our hands. AP and STBXH are a terrible pair to be around. She is used to us indulging her on trips, allowing her to have child-free time, and taking her out to dinner. He is used to me indulging him with home-cooked meals, a clean house, and children who are well cared for, all done with a pleasant attitude. I worked my buttocks to exhaustion. Now he's trapped with AP, and the two of them are bitter enemies. And all for nothing, he destroyed our marriage. A part of me hoped that he would be really happy, so that I could go on and find someone with whom I could be content. But he's unhappy, since he's responsible for 2 families and is unable to escape. I imagined it would be satisfying to be completely correct in everything. I expected to be vindicated in some way. Instead, I'm simply heartbroken that he wrecked our wonderful marriage, traumatized our children, and shattered our family beyond repair. It was all for nothing.